Hello and welcome to one more episode of Nothing Zilch Not for the Year. We are your hosts, Xavier Dean.
And Jacob
And
Green.
this time my pointing is on part because we are together for this last episode. And we have had a great year, I would say. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but overall I'd say we had a pretty good year.
Just like the stock market.
Yeah, yep. Just like the stock market. Although I was gonna say roller coaster. Roller coasters are fun, and I like to try to have this be fun. But maybe not this episode, because this episode we are going to be going through our year, talking about some of the background of it all, our episode durations, our, you know, like the longest, shortest, most viewed, least viewed, all of that. We're going to go through that. Afterwards, we're going to sort of look into our year as a whole, as or answering a couple questions about where we're at right now. Most of it's just going to be favorites because I don't want to release too much personal information. And then we will end it with some updates for the next year. So, Jake, you excited?
Yeah.
All right, so let's start. If I can go back to that was not what I wanted. Just not.
Hmm.
Why are you not? Okay. Oh, hold on. Here it is. There we go. I just don't know how to work things yet. So, for those of you who don't know, this is what the inside of YouTube creator is,
hmm
specifically the content part. This is mainly what we're going to be looking at.
hmm
And then this is the inside of Spotify. Now,
Uh,
for the sake of this episode and the fact that we've had such issues pertaining to uh, Spotify not letting us have our intro and outro music playing for the first couple of episodes, and then one of our unofficial episodes not being able to be released on Spotify. We're mainly going to look at YouTube, but we will touch on certain things for Spotify. And I would say we had a pretty good run this year.
hmm
I mean, just this season alone, starting in May 21st with the unexpected return,
hmm
where we were discussing an encounter I had at the disc golf course, all the way to episode 5, our Star Wars episode, which more Star Wars will be to come, maybe
hmm
with special guests.
hmm
Going into later on, we recorded a more active Glorious Run episode. We had a couple Pokemon tier lists. Jake fought a bunch of scary movie characters, lost a good chunk of them. We went through taglines, we went through books, movies, Legos, and we ended the year with Christmas music up to this point.
hmm
And I am going to say this will be an official episode. So all these analytics after this episode gets released will be null and void because
hmm
we can't really factor in how long this episode is or how many views this episode's going to get.
hmm
So to start off with season 1, because we didn't do this for season 1.
hmm
Season 1 technically had 5 official episodes. We
hmm
released our Halloween special as a non-official episode, which I think we changed that for this year.
Yep.
And we also released a trailer, which our trailer has a lot of views.
hmm
I think we ended up getting 61. Yeah, we got 61 views just
hmm
from our 2-minute trailer, which I've been meaning to update. So there
hmm
might be an update in the trailer coming up soon.
hmm
We've also got episode 1, which is introduction, work stories, thinkers, oh my. This is when we had our three segments per episode instead of just one.
Mm-hmm.
That one dropped in views at 39 views.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had T-Rex, Endgame, Narcissism, Oh My, Music Production, Special Education, and Lego Movie False Start. Uh, and then Christmas to Children and Zombies Everywhere. Our Halloween special was titled Tales from the Encrypted. And then our last episode, episode 5, is the future of remakes, the present questions, and the past of Nintendo and Sega. So, with all of those mixed in, our season 1 has a total runtime of 9 hours, 37 minutes, and 40 seconds. Out of this, our most viewed episode was our trailer going up. But if we don't include the trailer, we only go with official episodes. Our most viewed is our first episode, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to likes, again, our trailer has the most likes, but then it's a three-way tie between the future of remakes, looks like our Halloween special, and our first episode with introductions, work stories. So, first season, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wish we'd recorded more, but,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things happened last year that kind of prevented us from recording. And because of that, we decided we would change how we recorded. We would make the
Mm-hmm.
recording shorter. We would try to only record once instead of having it where both of us can or come up with a theme and then another one coming up with two themes. We would instead just have it where we alternate when we think of themes.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to season 2, starting with the unexpected return.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it's titled that is because I didn't know that we were returning until a couple hours before we recorded
Mm-hmm.
because of a situation that happened that day. That video ended up getting 33 views, bringing us back up, had 3 likes, and was recorded May 21st.
Mm-hmm.
From there, we had How to Build a Better Hero, Is Death the End, How Things Have Changed, the issues with fast media travel, where I forgot to write episode 4, but it is an official episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Empire Strikes Again. Then going on to. We did release a little special where it was just our intro and outro music,
Mm-hmm.
which helped me out a lot later on. I'll explain that when we get to it. We had top movies we recommend by two Chads, A Glorious Run, Animalities, Why You Looking at My Disc, Bro? Band, The Best and Worst of Times, Part 1, Don't Lie About the Truth, Baby's First Short Story, Xavier's Movies, Movies for My Head, short story about mass and swords, To Not Be Continued, We're Gonna Catch 'Em All, Part 1 and Part 2, The Light, Dark, and Optimistic Sides of Poetry, Dude, What's on My Car, Band, The Best of Worst of Times Part 2, Jake versus the Forces of Evil, You Have Been Met with a Terrible Fate, Haven't You? Around this time, we also combined the two parts for our first Pokemon tier list to the special episode NZN Complete Pokemon Tier List.
Mm-hmm.
We released our Halloween special. Oh, I guess we didn't have this as an official episode,
Mm-hmm.
but we did release our Halloween special for the year. And then we've got investigative taglines. We've got our top 10 books and where to find them. To the end of the line. These two are just episodes that helped with certain issues with recording. We have our Johto tier list.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Lego Nothing Zilch Nada blind bags, the 12 quotes of Tolkien, the gift that keeps on giving, and a musician's Christmas. That is a mouthful, and I am not looking forward to doing that every year. But I have maybe 365 days before I have to do this again. So I can prepare.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, or with that, all of our episodes, which includes our special episode, but does not include our two unreleased episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that includes, yeah, it does not include the complete Pokemon tier list.
Mm-hmm.
We had season two clocked in at 31 hours, 52 minutes, and 36 seconds. And I'm just going to point out
Mm-hmm.
at the episode, and I'm trying to remember which one it is. That's why I turned this to here. Oh, at our, yeah, at to the end of the line, which was our episode. Was it that one? Hold on, what was before? Yep, it was that one. No, it wasn't. It was our 10 books and where to find them. So our episode 10 books and where to find them. We had officially hit a full day of recording for the season with only 5 seconds extra.
Mm-hmm.
So just want to say that as a cool fact. But overall, like I said,
You
we
could
clocked
you could listen to season two in a day.
not all of it, but you can listen to a good chunk of it in a day. Overall, we have our overall total between season one and season two at 41 minutes or 41 hours, 30 minutes, and 16 seconds. And before you go and say, pretty bold claim, very, very specific, I did the math. I had to use both sides. So, yep, overall, 41 hours, 30 minutes, and 16 seconds. Our longest episode for season two, which is also our longest episode overall, was our Lego Nothing Zilch Not a Blind Bags, which we clocked at 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 13 seconds, which is longer than most movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to watch us instead of a movie, watch that one. That one ended up getting us 14 views as well and two likes. So that was a great episode for us.
Mm-hmm.
And our shortest episode, all the way down here, is A Glorious Run, which was our episode where Jake and I ran a 5K that we run every year.
Mm-hmm.
That one had 13 views and is our shortest official episode by far
Mm-hmm.
at 16 minutes and 34 seconds. Uh,
Wow, that's a pretty fast 5K.
well, we did splice some things, but now I'm going to say that we ran a 5K and that long, which included an introduction and a conclusion. So, um, overall, we have released 40 official episodes. We have released, I think it was four special episodes
Mm-hmm.
with our two Halloween specials, our intro and outro,
Mm-hmm.
and our uh complete Kanto tier list,
Mm-hmm.
as well as one additional trailer episode. Our most viewed episode by far is our Kanto Part 1. Well, I say it by far, but it's only 64. Wait, hold on. How much was our trailer? Our trailer was 61. So by three people, our Kanto Part 1 is our most viewed to this date,
Mm-hmm.
which is Monday. That is our most viewed episode at 64 views. And our least viewed to this date. I'm specifying to this date for a reason. Our least viewed to this date is A Musician's Christmas. But that's also our brand new one, which released 5 days from the recording date, 7 days from the release date. Um, Other than that, it was going to be our Animalities episode where we are talking about that goose that terrorized people,
Mm-hmm.
but this is also combining YouTube and Spotify. Both YouTube and Spotify have it where it is, I want to say, 4 views each.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else we wanted to add. Oh, when it comes to our season two episodes, I'm trying to go through our likes. It looks like
Well, we could say this, we don't have any
we
dislikes.
don't have any dislikes. So we have a four-way tie for most likes in season two, which will in which includes our unexpected return. It includes Is Death the End? How things have changed. It includes, see, I can go through this one without having to worry. Um, we're gonna catch them all part one, which again was our most viewed. I'd be shocked if this didn't have the most likes as well.
Hmm.
And our Don't Lie About the Truth episode, where we took a walk down a trail and back. Yeah, we walked 3 miles in an hour. How do you feel about that, Jake?
Well, that shouldn't be unfounded.
That shouldn't be.
Plus it's a trail that we're all familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So with that,
Hmm.
and again, I'd like to include more of our Spotify stuff, but
Hmm.
if you can't tell, oh wait, hold on. Did this update while we were here? It's updated. What the heck? Well, if you look here, some of our more recent episodes haven't gotten any views or listens to yet. Our special has had one view, and then I guess our at least our band and Dude, What's on My Car episodes have had some views
Hmm.
on Spotify. And then, yeah, it looks like last episode where we had consistent views was Animalities. So just a reminder to everyone, we do have Spotify as well.
Hmm.
And I do want to look at the analytics for YouTube before we move on, specifically our audience, because we would be nowhere without you guys.
Hmm.
Our monthly audience right now is 9. So thank you to our 9 faithful followers.
Hmm.
Um, overall, we have 99% of our followers who are or who watch are subscribed. The other 0.2% are not. So thank you to those of you.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to press subscribe. I wish I could say we had extras, but right now we do not.
Hmm.
This one's cool. The devices,
Hmm.
it is a pretty cool split with
That's interesting.
people watching on TV. 36% are watching on a TV, almost 37%. 36% are watching on a mobile device, and then 26% are watching on a computer.
That is. Hmm.
Hmm. I feel like the TV one comes from my grandparents because I know they watch a lot of YouTube from their TV.
Hmm.
And then why do we not have subtitles in our episodes?
Maybe it's a choice if someone wants to have subtitles or not, because you can turn them on and off.
Right, but I thought pretty sure I had them on.
Well, no, no, but like someone, if they're watching a
Uh,
video, they have the choice of having it on or off. That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay, yep. And we could have just gone over here to see our
Hmm.
top videos. So, yep, top videos in when it comes to impressions. All right, here. Our later episodes do have a lot more impressions. Oh, wait, this is last 28 days. If we go lifetime, there, this is where it is. So without impressions, our introduction, or a few introduction, with a few impressions, our very first episode has made it to the top three. Our trailer, no surprise there. I would assume the trailer would be somewhere in the top. And then again, our first attempt at a Pokemon tier list is our number one. So, yeah. with our, again, a Christmas or a musician's Christmas being our least for now. But again, that's just because we just released it.
Hmm.
That I'm sure is going to go up more.
Hmm.
All right, so I think that is done with the boring stuff because I ran out of things to say about the boring stuff. So now we're going to go into some more of the fun stuff.
Yay!
And I figured for the fun stuff, we would leave a little time capsule.
Hmm.
Basically, the plan is when we get closer to this time next year, Jake and I will or we will come back to this, see where we were at that time, see
Hmm.
what changes, what stays the same. Um, as of right now, I feel like not too much will change, but at the same time, there might be a lot changing. So first off, how old are we? Jake, how old are you?
I am 24, almost 25.
24, almost 25. I'm just gonna stick with 24.
Hmm.
All right. And I am also 24, and I am going to change this while we go because I don't like that going to that end. There.
There we go.
Middle works. All right. What are our current jobs? Jake, what's your current job?
So currently I work at a plant care facility. That is my uh legitimate job, but I am also a gigging musician too. So
Being musician.
you could just put musician. It's like,
All right. There. Happy now?
mm-hmm.
And I am going to also do this. Bold us. There.
Ooh.
And I am currently a fourth grade resource teacher.
Oh, I didn't know you taught fourth grade.
Yeah.
I thought you just taught like all the grades.
Yep. As of right now, there's that. Along or throughout the year, I also coach, work for the city of Streeter, but when it comes to official jobs right now, that is my
Hmm.
big official job. Are we currently schooling?
Yes.
Jake is a yes. I am a no. Now, there will be a time where that will switch, where he's not in school and I am, but that will be in a couple years.
Well, it depends on what you mean though, because like because if you think about it, there's two different types of schooling. Because like
Mhm.
there's actually going to school where you're a student, and then there's the teacher type of schooling where like you're not a student, you're the teacher, and you're given assignments.
Right. Well, that's why I said schooling, because schooling, I'm factoring that in as we're the ones learning, not teaching.
Hmm.
Also, if it helps, my job as a teacher, and I put no for schooling.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are we in a relationship?
Nope.
No. And no for me as well. I know in the past I've mentioned a girlfriend. She and I ended up breaking up last month, fairly early in the month.
Hmm.
And that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to say anything bad.
All right.
How many children do we have?
Also no. Unless do we count nieces and nephews?
I'm gonna say no for nieces and
Oh,
nephews because I don't have any nieces and nephews.
you know what? That's fair.
Yep, 125.
Oh,
I'm
shut
kidding.
up.
I'm kidding. I was tempted on saying 24 for students, but no, it's zero. What state do we live in?
Ohio. This isn't America. This is the state of Ohio.
Okay, fine.
Just kidding, Illinois.
Yep.
Been living in this state for 24 years.
I live in the state of mind. I also live in Illinois.
Mhm.
Um, all right, so now we're going to talk about some of our behind the scenes, nothing zilch, nada questions.
Mhm.
Nothing too bad, just
Mhm.
things that a lot of people might want to learn about us at this point. So, Jake, what was your favorite episode to record?
That's tricky. That's tricky because like I don't know. It's because I always like the topics that we do and the fact that like we're not sticking to like a strict scheduling structure of like oh um we're gonna be doing this each week.
Right.
But if anything, I will say as of now, and this might be a basic pick, but like I liked our Pokemon tier lists.
Okay, which one would you say do you like the best?
Again, that's tricky because like, well, with Gen 1 being two parts, you can't have one without the other.
That's true.
So,
Well, I for that I could put the complete Pokemon Kanto tier list.
yeah, well, again, when you're talking about Pokemon, it's like it's not it's not really one where you could just analyze one aspect of it.
Right.
You got to look at all the stuff pertaining to it.
Hmm.
You know, it's like comparing the current generation of Pokemon to the first generation,
Right.
or um, yeah. Um, but I say both the Kanto and the Johto tier lists
Okay, so
because I liked hearing your opinions as, you know, someone that doesn't usually like play the mainline games.
right.
Yeah, and I am doing a Pokemon Fire Red playthrough right now. Um,
Hmm. Okay. For me, I would say that my favorite or wow. Yeah, my favorite Pokemon.
mhm,
That's later on. My favorite episode that we've done for again, just because of
mhm.
how we recorded it, I'm going to say it is Don't Lie About I can spell. Yeah, I'm a teacher here and I can't spell. Don't Lie About the Truth, which was our episode where we walked again a 3 mile back or or technically a 1.5 mile, but 3 miles back and forth.
Yeah.
Uh, we walked a trail that was close to where we live and started doing these like, am I telling the truth? Am I lying? I thought that was pretty fun because then we got to learn
Mhm,
a little more about each other. Plus, it was fun to think of what things have I done that you would think were lies. And the worst part about it was the day after I had the perfect one happen to me.
mhm.
And I'm going to save it in case we do another one of those.
Nice.
All right. Now, what was your least favorite episode to record?
This is even harder because like I don't because when you talk about least favorite, like most people are like, "Oh, I hate this thing," and I'm like,
Mm,
I don't hate any of the episodes that we record.
right. Well, I'm not saying it hate. It's
Yeah.
like out of all of them, this is our least favorite. This is the one that we like, just not as much as we like anything else. Except for mine is
What?
seriously a hate, and
Well,
you'll find out why.
well, what is your least favorite?
So my least favorite to record was our Johto tier list.
Really?
I gotta explain. Because I
Hmm.
loved when we were actually recording it.
Hmm.
I loved going through with all
Hmm.
the Pokemon.
Hmm.
It was after recording was done
Yeah.
when I was editing everything, trying to
Hmm.
get the intro and outro together and putting the actual video in. When I tried to do that,
Hmm.
I got an alert on my computer that I ran out of storage.
Hmm.
Something that happens fairly often. So I started deleting some bigger things that I knew weren't what we needed at the moment.
Hmm.
And it just so happened that when I deleted certain things, there was a button that popped up and I accidentally pressed it
Hmm.
and it deleted everything from my documents, which included our episode that we released.
Hmm.
And I was in a panic. I'm like, well, crap.
Hmm.
Jake and I are gonna have to re-record this.
Hmm.
And because our next episode was the Lego line bags, I knew that one was gonna be long as well. So I'm like, okay, we're just gonna hold that one for a different day. We'll record a smaller episode. We'll just record two episodes in one day.
Hmm.
And I ended up finding out because I'm trying to think of how I did it. I went on to my photo booth for some reason. I think it was I was going to record an apology or an apology video.
Mm-hmm.
And when I ended up going on to it, I realized that our because I'd had that as a backup for the audio
Yeah.
as well as a video of our face while we're going through the tier list.
Mm-hmm.
That stayed recording. So everything in my photo booth stayed. It was
Yeah.
just the documents. So I had to go through the entire episode, listen to my own voice
Mm-hmm.
in the episode, and
Mm-hmm.
try to put all of the Pokemon in the correct spot the entire
Oh.
time. So an episode that would normally take maybe 15, 20 minutes to
Mm-hmm.
upload onto both Spotify and YouTube ended
Mm-hmm.
up taking an extra 3 to 4 hours. And I'm saying that because I feel like I had to go back and redo everything a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I'm sorry.
that's not your fault. I pushed the
No,
button.
I know, but like, in case people are wondering, like he does more of the editing stuff for our videos.
Hmm.
Um, but now that you mentioned it, um, and don't get mad at me at this because I have a re I have a reason for it. Um, so I think we've come to realize this year, even now that like we really like to talk a lot about stuff, and
No,
even though
never.
and and
Why would
and
you come up with that? It's not like we have
and
a
and,
podcast.
and, and even though we're trying to keep things at a strict time limit, I will admit that we don't always follow that rule. Now, Uh, there are ones where like we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into, like with the
Hmm.
Pokemon tier lists.
Yeah.
Um, but then there are other ones where we're like, oh, this won't take long, and it ends up being longer than it was.
Hmm.
And for me, it was the Lego blind bags. Now, I will say I did enjoy doing the video. It
Right.
was a lot of fun. Um, and especially looking at the blind bags that I haven't seen before.
Hmm.
Um, but it was just so long.
That's
It,
fair.
it
Honestly, that was my number two least favorite.
really?
Well,
Wow.
so the other thing about that one, you
Mm-hmm.
know how I had it where I was recording on my computer and on
Mm-hmm.
the iPad?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with how long that ended up being,
Yeah.
I had to after I uploaded uh the video from the iPad to the computer, which by the way, this is why there were two unreleased videos. First one was for the Johto tier list, and the second one was for the Lego Blind Bags
Mm-hmm.
episode. I had to have it where our video was playing with the video that I took on the computer for the blind bags.
Yeah.
I had to have those recording on their own for the 3 hours.
Yeah.
So again, that was another one where it's in theory that should only take 15, 20 minutes and
Mm-hmm.
took several hours.
Yeah. Now, this is one thing I've come to realize what because we want to do more future ranking videos, but I
Mhm.
think we've come to realize, at least I have, that like see, with Pokemon, it's sort of easy because you're talking about very distinct designs from one another.
Right.
When with the Lego blind bags, there were so many of them that you had a lot of repeats, and
Hmm.
it was a lot of thinking power
Yes, it was.
trying to group all that stuff together. Again, I enjoyed the video. I liked doing it.
Hmm.
But I think we've come to realize that we might um try to shorten things out in
Oh,
the future.
oh, definitely.
Um,
But it also doesn't help that the Lego Blind Bags, which I thought was only like 20 or 30 series, was 64 series.
yeah. Um,
All right, so next is what is our dream episode? And I have dream in parentheses. Basically, was an episode that in the future we would like to record, but we don't have resources right now to do it, or we don't like weather permitting, we can't do it because right now in Illinois it is freezing cold outside. The
Um,
temperature dropped from the 60s to 17 degrees today.
does it, let's see. But it doesn't have to be fit in that certain criteria though,
It
because
doesn't have to be. It could be, like I said, it could be whatever you want a future of. Like one of our future episodes to be.
yeah. Well, I might as well talk about this now, and this is something I have talked over with Xavier before, and I haven't put things together yet. In fact, it might not even come out right away. My
Mhm.
plan is to have it be during the summer. And the reason being is just because I got one more semester left of school and I
Mhm.
have some stuff going on from that uh that I'm putting more of my work towards right now. I'm also filling out job applications for a uh job hopefully for next fall semester.
Mhm.
But one of the things that I've been wanting to do is, and this is less of a single episode and more a series of episodes, but I want to do a full-on Nintendo retrospective. Like look at them as a company because Nintendo just released um the Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Um
Mhm.
and you got younger fans that are really big on Nintendo and are probably not spending the money
Right.
for these consoles. But then you got diehard Nintendo fans that have been there for a long time, um, generally speaking,
Mhm.
and they don't have the money to afford like the new consoles, and they're like, oh man, what is Nintendo thinking? And the more I look at it, the more I realize this isn't the first time something like this has happened in that company, not even in a long shot. So, and at first it was going to be a simple, let's take a look at each Nintendo console. And while that is going to be the main focal point, I want it to be a broader topic into Nintendo as a company.
Mhm.
Um, now, I'm still trying to work out the general details of how we will form each discussion. Um, I'll say right now that I want the at least the first episode to be their start as a company before we get into any major consoles that people would know about.
Right.
So that's kind of the dream series that I would want to do.
Mhm. All right. So, in case you haven't, because I think I only mentioned it 2 or 3 times. For those of you who don't know, I like to do a lot of like good deeds and helping. One of those good deeds is fundraising. I did run a fundraiser earlier this year. I plan to run a fundraiser next year. I just have to get a call back about the details.
And he cut his hair
I did cut my hair for a good deed. I cut my hair to donate it.
and to copy me.
I did not mean to copy you there. But regardless, I did all of those things, and I feel like it'd be really cool if we had a fundraiser
Ah,
episode. Like,
that's actually I
yeah,
like that.
whether it's something where we do like a live event where we're raising funds, or we, at some point in time, we have this big event, like this big live event where we're not recording, but
Hmm.
we have recordings within that event specifically to raise funds. I feel like something like that would be a great episode.
Hmm.
And of course, the fundraiser would go to a nonprofit rather than us because, again, that's the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we have discussed guests in the past.
Yeah.
I know I have at least 2 people who want to guest, and I'm fine with them guesting.
Yeah.
But as a hypothetical, Jake, who's your dream guest? And this could be as outlandish as possible.
John Cena.
Seriously?
No.
Ah, darn. I mean, we couldn't see him anyway.
Yeah. What if I had Pedro Pascal as my
That would be phenomenal.
Okay, all jokes aside, um I don't want to mention names because I like our guests to be more of a surprise, if anything,
Mm,
especially since a lot of this stuff is unplanned as of now.
hmm
But generally speaking, I want to have like members of my family be guests of the podcast. I know one in particular uh we want to talk about. In fact, can I mention another dream episode that I want to do?
Yeah.
So, um I think I mentioned this in one of our Christmas episodes, but my um mom has this really big nativity scene that has a very great historical significance to it, and she does presentations for um all sorts of students and people that just want to take a look at it.
hmm
So I'm thinking for a future Christmas episode, maybe next year, we discuss about the nativity and that she can talk about it.
All right. Honestly, that would be a great idea.
Mhm.
I actually had that same thought maybe 3 days ago.
Hmm.
So, all right. Well, because he stole my answer, but also because in my mind a dream guest is someone not easily obtainable. Because family members, yeah, we could walk up to them and be like, "Hey, you want to guest star in an episode?" And 9 times out of 10, they'll either say yes or no. Ah, that 10th time is my sister.
Mm.
That's a joke. That's a joke. But for me, a dream guest would be someone who I would just like to meet, have a good discussion, maybe have a little bit of a collaboration. For that, I'm
Wait,
gonna.
no, I got it.
Hmm,
You resurrect Stan Lee.
well, now I gotta
He
change
just
my.
had his birthday.
Yeah. So, but because I also want to think realistically, I would like to have a guest star or have one of our guests as Sean Evans.
Hmm.
For those of you who don't know, Sean Evans is the host of this interview show on YouTube called Hot Ones, show with hotter or with hot questions and even hotter wings. I feel like that would be something awesome because then we could have him on this show where we could probably have an episode talking about how he gets his information. We could probably talk about,
Hmm.
what he looks for in the sauces. We could look
Hmm.
at the inner works of hot ones, and then he could have us on the show eating the hot wings and answering questions.
Hmm.
I just want hot wings. That's the general gist of it. But so he would be someone I think is really cool.
Hmm.
Plus, he is an Illinois native, or at least he was born in Illinois, so I think that'd be pretty cool. Of course, there's other people, but I feel
Hmm.
like he would be really cool. And then our last question pertaining to Nothing Zilch. What is our dream location to record? So this would be like, because for the most part, here we've recorded at his apartment, we've recorded at my house, and we've recorded at his house. But we have not, well, other than that trail,
Hmm.
City Park, and that 5K race.
But those aren't places. Those are just, well,
Well, those
okay.
are locations, but
They're locations.
but like when I say dream location, I mean like maybe a certain state we'd like to record, maybe you know, just anything.
Well, um, when you put dream location, I thought you were talking about like a studio to record at.
We could put the studio down.
Yeah, well, if we're see that's
I know this one's a little more difficult because
yeah, because like I don't know. What hmm. In the United States, what do you think is the most popular library
most popular library.
to go to?
Ooh.
Let me or
Oh,
well renowned. let's put it that way. Um,
I honestly don't know.
because like uh most well, okay, maybe not that one.
Well, so the thing that came up was the Library of Congress. That would be a cool place to record, but I don't think we would want to record there with the kind of videos we do.
Okay, never mind that. Um,
Well, we could go with like a renowned, if I can spell renowned.
or it could just be a library. It doesn't have to be a renowned library. I
Well,
mean, I live across the
yeah,
street from a
that's why I was
library.
thinking renowned. Like making me double guess what I'm typing. Yeah, so I think that'd be pretty cool.
Mhm.
For me, I think it'd be really cool. And I'm gonna go like basic on this because yeah, I think it'd be really cool if we were to record on a disc golf course. Because then this could be something where we could, record an episode where you and I are playing disc golf.
Mhm.
Because I play all the time, you play somewhat regularly, I
I mean,
think.
not right now. I
Well,
didn't play at all this semester because my weekends got just as busy as my weekdays.
that is true. But, there's that. There's a lot of things at a disc golf course we could discuss. Maybe we could talk about putting and why I am so bad at it. That would be an episode that would get a lot of views because I will rewatch it like, okay, how's my form look? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I should be doing this instead of this. But, like I said, I think it'd be really cool for us to record at a disc golf course. All right. So now we're going to the
General questions.
general, not as serious questions, which, this first one probably could have put further up.
Mhm.
How many pets do we have?
0.
0. And because I didn't want to count fish this morning, I'm gonna say 3. Got
I
2 cats, 1 dog.
Yeah, I used to have a dog, but she passed away
Mhm.
last year.
Yeah. All right. So, what is our favorite song? And I know this is a hard one. These ones are gonna be the hardest ones.
I got asked this so many times when I did that I did like a school presentation a couple weeks back, which was a lot of fun. I talked to pre-K through high school students.
Mm.
But a couple asked me what my favorite song was, and it's so tricky because
It's tricky. Yeah, tricky, tricky, tricky,
there's
tricky.
favorite song to play and then there's favorite song to listen to, which could in turn be favorite song to play.
Hmm.
And
Well, for the sake of this, let's go favorite song to listen to.
it's still hard.
I know it's still hard, but at least narrows it down a little bit.
Ah, man. Um, this is tricky because, you know, I usually don't think about favorite songs. I usually think about favorite records
Mm,
nowadays. Not that I don't have a favorite song from like those records, but um, actually, if I had to put one down, it would probably be Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce.
ooh.
I just made a little project of that song for my parents' wedding
I
anniversary.
spelled the name correctly, right?
Uh,
Okay. Thank you,
Also it's Jim.
Jim.
Hmm.
Well, I can't hear.
That's
I
not
can't hear. I can't type. At this point, I can't read.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, Jim Croce, he's a great guitarist and singer. His career was from like 1964 to 71, and he died early due to a untimely plane crash.
Hmm.
But this is the song that um my parents really like to listen to, and I've liked listening to it too. In fact, I love a lot of Jim Croce's stuff now.
Hmm. Right. So for me,
Hmm.
and this has been my favorite song for years now. It is a song called Special by a band called Shinedown. So Shinedown is my favorite band.
Hmm.
I have a specific reason. It's no matter how I'm feeling, I can
Hmm.
find a song of theirs to match how I'm feeling.
Hmm.
My favorite song by them is Special, which hilariously is a song that tells you you're not special, but th there's a reason they're saying it. It's the entire song's focusing on how the world's going to keep going. You shouldn't sit around and wait for things to happen. You should get up and go and do them, which is sort of how we kind of got, like on my end, how we got started with the podcasting. Because it's like, well, there's no use waiting because time's just going to keep going. So let's do this now while we're young
Hmm.
and while we're still in great contact with each other.
Hmm.
And so far, we've been able to keep that contact with each other.
Yeah.
We found a way to record from long distance. We found a way to connect in multiple different ways.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. That kind of sounds similar to like Time in a Bottle's theme, where it's
Mhm.
like it's a song about like how limited time is and
Hmm.
about um holding on to the things that shape you and to the people that you love and care about. And it was especially important for Jim Croce because he was married and I believe he just became a father
Hmm.
at the time that he wrote that song. Um,
See, it's more than just the Quicksilver thing or Quicksilver scene from X-Men Days of Futures Past.
all right.
All right,
Um,
so next is our favorite movie. We already discussed this a little bit, but I have this up just in case it changed.
mhm.
So, Jake?
Um, I don't think it's really I have been trying to watch more movies. I watched Mission Impossible 2 and 3 recently.
Okay.
2 was okay. 3 was pretty good. I still think the first one is still pretty good though.
And I still have to watch the first one.
Yeah, you would really like the first one. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Well, I've seen two, three, Ghost Protocol, and Rogue Nation. Just haven't
Mhm.
seen the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna say Princess Mononoke. It's like I love me a good story and I love I'm forgetting the guy's name right now. Director for most of these films. Um
Hmm. The so Studio Ghibli.
it's Studio Ghibli,
Ghibli. Yeah,
but what's the guy's name?
I don't know. I haven't seen this one yet. It is on my movie list for things I need to see. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just really like its themes, and if you want my full detailed thoughts on Princess Mononoke, you could watch our top 10 favorite episodes,
Hmm. Yep. And then for me, hasn't changed. Mine is still The Shawshank
which
Redemption.
is a movie I still need to see.
Yeah. Like I
Um,
said, this one holds a big. It's big for me because it's Stephen King, big Stephen King guy. It is something that everyone in my family, at least on my dad's side, enjoys. So there's a family connection.
mhm,
You've got Morgan Freeman.
mhm,
Need I say more?
mhm.
It is a phenomenal movie.
Miyazaki, that's the director for most of these films.
All right. Next we have favorite TV series.
Okay,
And this is coming from a guy who doesn't watch TV that much.
me too. I've not watched TV in so long.
Mhm.
Um, But if I were to pick something that was in my mind right now, currently, it'd probably be Ben 10. And when I say Ben 10, I mean like the whole series. And I do want to talk about Ben 10 one of these days.
Yeah.
Because like I was a big fan of the show growing up.
Maybe this could
Um
be another ranking.
yeah, and I still watch videos of people like analyzing the episodes. In fact, I
Mm-hmm.
watched a couple videos from one of the guys that I watch. He was analyzing two episodes from Omniverse. Um, when I
Mm-hmm.
look back at the series, because the series as a whole, it's like each series, it's it's perfect and it's not perfect at the same time.
Right.
Because because people argue that like, oh, the original series is better, Alien Force is better, or Ultimate Alien or Omniverse are better.
Well, I feel like that is a series where every like every I don't want to call it season, but like maybe every sub-series,
Hmm.
it has its own. It's like you're growing with the character.
Hmm.
Like when in
Yeah.
the original Ben 10, Ben's a kid, so
Hmm.
he's gonna be dealing with like kid things.
Hmm.
In my mind, Ultimate or Alien Force is like early to mid-teen, so
Hmm.
that's where a lot of his struggle comes. Ultimate Alien is when he's starting to become an adult and he has to deal with
He's
added
16.
responsibilities.
He's 16 in both Ultimate Alien and Omniverse. Don't ask me how.
Oh, well, regardless, this those two are ones where he's taking up more of that adult type
Mhm.
realm where he's okay, not a kid anymore. Now I got to become more of an adult. And
Mhm.
over time, threats are getting worse.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, I feel like Ben 10 is one of those shows where you grow with the character.
And plus,
So, yes, you may say that one season is better, or one sub series is better than another sub series, but
mhm.
it's something that is going to grow with you.
Yeah, and plus, who doesn't like transforming into like different aliens?
Of course. Gotta love Wrath.
Well, let me tell you something.
All right.
I agree with you.
Okay, so for me, and this is a hard one because a lot of the series I watch are like TV series with my family.
Mhm.
And it's because I don't want to try, or the reason why I like movies more than I like TV series comes from this idea that, a movie, sure, there could be a long movie series like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that's not going to take too long to watch all the movies.
Mhm.
Leaving TV series is out for a reason. It's not going to take a long time to watch all the movies and
Mhm.
get caught up. Whereas certain TV series is like Dexter, Supernatural, House, Grey's Anatomy, all four of those have so many seasons with so many different episodes
Mhm.
that just the idea of trying to watch it all is
Yeah,
overwhelming.
yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
And it doesn't help that when you're watching like, especially with the series, you can get the same content in a movie with less details, might not get as much emotional attachment to certain characters,
Mhm.
but it's still like, I'm gonna go to 13 Reasons Why as an example.
Mhm.
I I'm not gonna say I don't like the show because I feel like it has great themes. It's not a show that I would watch on my own
Mhm.
because they're taking a tragic event and they're elongating it
Mhm.
through, I think, four seasons and adding more to it.
Mhm.
And for me, the idea of sticking with that one thing for that long, especially when you have 40-minute episodes and 13 episodes per season, I don't know, for me, it's a rough thing to sit through.
Can I take a guess of what your favorite TV series might be?
What?
Is it Loki?
Screw you.
I was thinking about it. It's just like, what is a show that I've heard him talk about more than any other show? Because I know you don't like TV like watch a TV series that much. Um,
No, Loki is my favorite TV series. Basically, it's Marvel. Can't go wrong with Marvel. It focuses on time travel as well as
mhm,
like as well as having a fantasy and a sci-fi feel to it with, the
mhm,
character focusing more on fantasy,
mhm,
the setting being more sci-fi. It focuses on a lot of ideas that I would love to, or that I love
mhm,
watching. Like this idea of, sure, if you go back in time, you might change something that could completely change the world.
yeah.
But if you go back in time to a time when everything's going to be destroyed anyway,
Mhm.
would it impact anything? Like if you travel back in time to like 5 minutes before the eruption of Pompeii, what's going to change? Absolutely nothing.
Except for the mountain,
Hmm?
except for the volcano.
No, the volcano's still going to erupt.
Mhm.
Still going to kill everyone. As well as the idea of what if you start time traveling in a place that's outside of time, but still
Mhm.
linear in time?
Yeah. Well, Ben 10 does have one thing in common with Loki, and that it has a bunch of time travel in it too.
Yes.
Hence another reason why I like the show. Although
Hmm.
weirdly enough, well, Ben 10 does have time travel episodes, but honestly, most of the time travel stuff comes from Omniverse.
Right.
It's got more time travel related stuff than any of the other previous series, despite Alien Force introducing Professor Paradox.
Plus, I love the idea of an immortal character, not like, because having an immortal character in a show or movie sucks because you're now sitting here like, well, there's no real sacrifice to this. There's no real threat. I love the fact that that show has Loki, who,
Mhm.
yes, canonically dies,
Hmm.
but I love the fact that they have Loki be as immortal as he is,
Hmm.
but getting more connected to the people around him. So now his threat isn't towards himself, it's to other people. So that plus there's a lot of green in the show,
Hmm.
and I'm green, so yeah.
Hmm.
All right, next is favorite video game. Again, coming from someone who doesn't play video games.
You already know what this one is, though.
Yep, the Lego Movie video game.
Screw you.
Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask.
Yeah. So I talked about this already, and I want to get more into it, why I really like this game so much. In fact, that's
Mhm,
another episode. And I do want to play all the other Zelda games because I've only fully played through the very first one on the NES, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I've tried playing through A Link to the Past and Minish Cap, but I haven't finished those. And I haven't even gone into most of the 3D titles with Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom,
mhm.
even though I really want to, because they're all pretty good games. I mean, there are flaws to each of them, and Majora's Mask is a game with many flaws, as I will touch on when we get into the game, but
Mhm.
they're all still really good games. I don't think there's a single dud in that series when you're talking about the single player Zelda games where you play as Link.
Right.
And if you're gonna mention the CDI games, those were not made by Nintendo. So they don't count.
I was totally gonna mention those. Didn't even know those existed. All right. For me, again, I don't play a lot of video games, so
Hmm.
what I'm like, I would go off of the game that I've played most recently, but that is not my favorite game. It's definitely one I would play with my sister. When I think of games I like,
Hmm.
first thoughts that come to mind are Mario Kart, Just Dance, Skylanders, Boom Blocks. But a lot of those, with the exception of uh, Just Dance,
Hmm.
are things I don't or I haven't really played.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess Mario Kart is something that you can play at all ages, but
Hmm.
like. other than those two, the other ones I haven't played since I was a kid.
Hmm.
However, there is one game that I may not play it as much anymore because I don't play a lot of video games, but I will still watch a lot of gameplays. I will
Hmm.
still watch, like, there's this one YouTuber who I will watch with a channel focused on these types of games. And I
Hmm.
love watching the videos on this particular game.
Hmm.
And it's the Lego Marvel Superheroes game.
Oh.
I don't know. For me, again, I'm a nerd. I love Marvel. The fact that we haven't had really a Marvel episode,
Hmm.
that's because I don't want to mess up with I where we're going to come to that. But again, it's Lego Marvel Superheroes has a firm place in my heart because I get to play as all these characters from the comics
Hmm.
that you haven't even seen in shows or movies yet. And story, in my opinion, is still it still holds up. There's still a real threat. Yeah. Plus, it's one of the few games where it's fun to actually go, around New York as just about any character.
Hmm.
So, next is favorite book. I think we already touched on this one.
Yep, it's still home on the range.
Still home on the range, and then for me, see, mine juggle,
Hmm.
but I'm going to go with, and this is due to recency,
Hmm.
A Christmas Carol.
Nothing wrong with Charles Dickens.
There's nothing wrong. It,
I'm.
it juggles between A Christmas Carol and Frankenstein.
Hmm.
And again, because of recency, because it's still, less than a week after
Yeah.
Christmas when we're
Yeah.
recording,
Plus, who would you go into a fight? Grumpy Scrooge or Frankenstein's monster?
I would fight Grumpy Scrooge over Frankenstein's monster. All right, and now favorite food.
This is tricky,
Hmm.
honestly.
Yes,
Yeah.
for two different reasons.
Yeah. Well, I like eating all sorts of different stuff. I don't really have like a particular favorite. Plus, there are those recipes because I live in an apartment. I
Hmm.
have them all the time. I mean, spaghetti, chili, burgers, tacos, uh, all sorts of different stuff. But if I had to pick one, um, honestly, and this is gonna be hyper specific, but I'm gonna say By and Cheese pizza.
Okay.
So, for those that don't know, there's a place in Ottawa, Illinois called By Angie's Pizza. It's been around for over a decade now, except they weren't always a pizzeria. They were an ice cream parlor beforehand, um, some years ago. But we started going to By Angie's Pizza when they first opened, and like my family and I just can't get enough of it. I mean, during Christmas, we ordered like five freaking boxes of By Angie's pizza.
Hmm.
And my brother took home three boxes.
Right.
But like, yeah, just great. It's fun.
Hmm.
To me, no one does pizza better than By Angie's. It even says world famous pizza at the front of their restaurant.
Nice. I'm trying to find how to spell my thing. Okay, I found it.
Mhm.
So my favorite thing,
Mhm.
Kraut Kugans.
Oh, what is that?
It is it's like a dinner roll, but inside the dinner roll, you've got cabbage and hamburger meat.
Ooh.
Every year, my father and I go to this event called Das Vidania Day, which is where a local distillery, and by local, I mean like in Illinois, within driving distance from where we're at,
Mhm.
it is where um they sell tickets and you go back to where they make their beer and they give you samples of their award-winning beer.
Hmm.
And they have they have the tastings, they've got live music, and they've got wonderful food, which includes Krautkugans. Although they call it a different thing, I know them as Krautkugans. They are really good, and it is something I look forward to every year, as well as, the alcohol.
Hmm.
Yep. All right, favorite Pokemon?
Okay, so we plan on doing a Gen 3 tier list pretty soon, so this might be a spoiler for it, but it's Swampert. Like, I could list other ones, but
Mm-hmm.
what can I say? I like Mudkips.
That's fair. That's fair. Mine is Ditto.
Jigglypuff.
Okay, so this is our last episode of Nothing Zilch Nada. Sorry, we are kind of lining things up, so there's more, but yeah. No, so for me, my favorite is Ditto. For me, it's a mix of how basic of a design is with how overpowered it should be.
Hmm.
Plus, you can't go wrong with a little blob.
Yeah, that's Jay Witz's favorite Pokemon of all time is Ditto.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and like the fact that it could transform into any Pokemon and have the move sets and the stats uh relegated to it is pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. And this is something we discussed as well, but what is our dream car?
Uh, you know, I'm not one to go for fancy cars. I care more about practicality than looks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still want a good looking car, but like,
Right.
I mean, currently I drive a Subaru Outback, and I feel like that's a pretty good car to aim for.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say if it wasn't a Subaru Outback, I would say probably uh Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
Hmm.
All right. And for me, I'm a nerd. Gotta expect this from me.
Hmm.
Camaro. Specifically, yellow with black stripes.
Yeah, getting the whole Bumblebee look.
Yep. Not just Bumblebee look,
Hmm.
but Bumblebee from the Michael Bay
Hmm.
Transformers movies.
Oh.
All right, so that's the fun ones. Now we got our two end of the year ones.
Hmm.
So first was our New Year's resolution for the podcast. So
Hmm.
something that we want to do specifically with the podcast in this next year.
Okay. Well,
And this is going to take a lot of thought
yeah.
because
Well, I mean, do we want to mention it? Because I mean, we kind of talked about this.
is it something that we're planning on mentioning at the end? Or
I mean, we might as well talk about it now.
okay.
So we, I talked this over with Xavier, and we're planning on doing some format changes for next year,
Hmm.
as because we're trying to make recording stuff smoother and also making sure, our podcasts have some sort of like quality to them.
Hmm.
But we've talked about the possibility of opening up a Patreon for people that want to support the episodes that we produce. Now, as of right now, we don't have any like legitimate rewards, although
Yeah.
that could be a possibility.
Hmm.
Um, and but like if you want to contribute like at least $1 to Patreon, it would help us a lot
Hmm.
to allow us to uh and mainly this stuff will I should say mainly this stuff would only contribute to our podcast specifically,
Yes.
whether that be purchasing recording equipment
Hmm.
or purchasing new just some new things that would
Hmm.
uh help recording stuff smoother,
Mm-hmm.
um, and to allow us explore some new possibilities that we haven't really considered yet.
Right. Right.
But totally by choice too, you know. Of course, these episodes will still be up. You'll still get to watch them for free. The Patreon is just a little bonus.
Right. So yours is earned through Patreon.
Mhm.
All right. So for me, I know we have mentioned this several times. We are wrapping up season two without a guest.
Mhm.
I would like to at least have, I'm gonna say three guests minimum for this next year.
And it has to be three guests. No
Hmm?
more, no less.
Hmm?
It has to be three guests, no more or no less.
I said minimums. I'm fine with more. But for me, because Jake and I, we have all these discussions, but I'd love to hear other people's perspectives on certain things.
Mhm.
Like I said, I've got, like I said, I've already got at least two people lined up on my end.
Mhm.
I think we have two or three people lined up on your end.
Yeah.
We're just trying to find the right time, recording, right date, all that stuff to basically do a recording
Yep.
with. So, plus, I'm sure you guys are kind of annoyed with our voices by this point.
Yeah. And we keep forgetting to mention this too, and we should start mentioning this with every single one of our episodes. But like, if you have a topic that you want us to like talk about, you can always type it out in the comments
Yeah,
too. Um, just as long as it's appropriate,
right. Remember, we still have our rules,
PG-13,
hmm
PG-13.
Yep.
Um,
Without the one F-bomb.
mhm.
Because once you get one, you gotta get a second one.
Mhm.
You have two. You might as well have a third one in case they get sick of each other. And
Yeah.
well, then the other one kind of needs a second one as well. So you got four, and
Yeah. And I think by doing topics that our subscribers want us to talk about, it keeps things interesting because there's only so many things the human brain can think up at one time.
right, right. As well, it gives us a learning experience. So if you have
Mhm.
something that, maybe Jake has no clue about, but I have a certain amount of knowledge, it's a more of a learning experience for Jake. Maybe it's something I don't know about and Jake knows about, so now I have a learning experience. Or if it's something that neither of us know about, it gives us the opportunity to look it up and try to figure out what we need to do for the episode.
And if we still know about it, we'll still do it anyway. Got to
Yeah.
do it for the content.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. Or at least for the laughs.
Yeah.
All right. So now our last question is what is our New Year's resolution for life? Just like our overall New Year's resolution.
Well,
Because you can always improve.
besides earning my master's degree, um, I want to say probably because there's like so many possibilities that can happen. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen.
Hmm.
One of the things I've been trying to do is that I've been trying to start my own YouTube channel. So I have this group that started a couple years ago called the Dream Project.
Hmm.
Basically, it was a group that mainly played original compositions and arrangements of video game music. I've kind of extended it to like different types of media now. And I've been doing more when it comes to like learning how to record my own audio and trying to up the quality of that audio and learning about editing and such. What started out as like just little gifts to give to my family and other people has turned into like I probably want to start posting some of this stuff on the internet. I actually have a lot of this stuff already On my channel, it's unlisted right now, but I plan on releasing a lot of this stuff hopefully soon. I don't know when.
Mhm. Right, so I'm gonna write the dream project.
Mhm,
And for me, I've got things lined up. Like I am planning on writing at least one book next year.
mhm,
Knowing me, I'm probably not going to finish that book, but it's still something I would like to attempt to do. I've also had an idea of on my own end releasing a YouTube channel either for disc golf or for movies. But again, that's more on the iffy side.
mhm,
For me, with my life, I
mhm,
would like to focus more on my mental health. That is something that, again, that's something that Jake and I promote, but it's something that I sort of struggle with on my own. I'd like to focus more on, improving it, like helping others with what they need and not really helping me with what I need.
mhm,
And, the past couple of years on my end have been really rough. I've had two pets who've basically been with me for most of my life and who I've had a really good connection with. I've had them pass away. Like I said, there's the whole breakup situation that I'm not going to mention too much about. There was the main reason why we stopped initially during the last season where I was struggling with school and had a situation where I thought I wasn't going to end up to where I am right now.
mhm,
I had that happen, but right now with where I'm at, I feel like now would be a better time than any to focus on me, focus on my mental health, doing things for me. So, man, that took a dark turn. I am so sorry.
mhm,
All right. So, we're now near the end of the episode, which
mhm.
means the end of the updates, end of the or the end of not the end of the end of where we're at, the end of where we've been. So now let's talk about
The end of
how,
the world.
well, not yet. They're not supposed to know that. So the end of the world's going to be September 6th. Uh, not going to give you the year. Don't give them the year.
You were 5 days off.
Way to go. Way to go. All right, so now we're going to talk about a few things that we're going to change within the next year.
Mhm,
I mean, other than adding the Patreon,
mhm,
the other two main things is we have recently purchased um purchased a different plan through Zoom. So now we don't have to worry about getting cut off at 40 minutes and having to restart a video, which is going to help me a lot with
mhm.
editing. It will mean that we will get longer episodes like this, which I think we're about to hit an hour 30.
Yeah.
I think. I don't see where I can find the time for this.
Close to an hour 30.
Close. So, like I said, we did that, which I'm sure part of the Patreon cut or Patreon would pay for that for the rest or for the upcoming years. As well, Jake and I have decided because of how our videos tend to follow certain formats that we would do
Mhm,
segments or have it where we introduce things as segments. Like, for example, if we were to do a segment like like our glorious run or our don't lie about the truth, where we're out and about, we're walking around, we're doing something physical, and we're
mhm,
talking about things that are happening in real time, we would have a segment called In Real Life. This would also be where we do games. Like, if we did go out and play disc golf, that would be in the In Real Life segment. Or if we had like a board game that we wanted to record us playing, or a euchre tournament that we were part of. That would be something that in real life would be about.
Or we decide to go to war with each other.
Yes, that would be in real life. We also have what a ranking. So that would be like our tier lists,
Mhm.
Pokemon, Lego. I plan on doing a Star Wars tier list in the near future with,
Mhm.
like I said, got this really big guest that's planning on coming in. He and I have already had this discussion with it. I already
Mhm.
discussed it with Jake.
Mhm.
So we're gonna try to get the workings out or get the works for that one.
Mhm.
Tales of Nothing, which is our short stories or our, this is what we just witnessed. So like the goose that terrorized the world from Animalities, my story about the disc golf situation, or when Jake was talking about the stories and poems that he has written, those would all come from Tales of Nothing.
Or Impending Doom. Oh wait, that's a chipmunk.
Yep. If we were to do more of an informational piece where we did more discussion, like the Nintendo, like what we're planning on doing for Nintendo, that would come from Welcome to My Nada Talk, which is like a play off of Welcome to My TED Talk. Welcome to my Nada Talk.
That sounds
Uh,
like an Italian thing. They look to manata talk.
oh wait, no. Tales of Nothing is just stories that we have made or like our stories. What in the world? That is our things that we've seen in the world. So that one's the goose, that one's the event. And then the last one. When it comes to us,
Mhm.
one of the big things that we were talking about for this is debates. Now, we haven't really had too many debates on here. I think this last season we only had a debate in the Halloween episode where we were debating costumes.
Mhm.
I know the episode or the season before that we had a couple of debates here and there. So, for like I said, I'd like to do a couple more debates because I feel like it'd be interesting to
I
get
think I
both of
have
our.
one. I kind of talked about you already, but like I think
Mhm.
I got something
Yeah,
worth debating about.
of course. So that would be under a segment called Master Debaters. Yes, you may laugh at that. I did that on purpose. So, like I said, we would have 6 segments. I will make sure that in the episode titles, I would mention what the segment is before we mention the absolute title. Um, Hopefully, as time goes on, we can add certain things to the episodes to give them a little more of a significant difference. I hope at a certain time I can get the thumbnail situation figured out so that we have different thumbnails for each of our episodes instead of just thumbnails of us sitting in a room or sitting on a Zoom call.
Or be like,
Hmm. And of course, we have been working on possibly making some changes to the intro, outro, and my cousin is still working on our new logo, so those might also come within the next year.
mhm,
But that is all for next year. As of right now, we're going to wrap up 2025 and season 2 of Nothing Zilch Nada
with a bang.
with a bang. All right. But thank you for watching us throughout this year. And next year, we are going to have a much bigger year. Hopefully, little more control than chaos from this year.
Mhm.
Hopefully, no more tech issues like when it came to the Pokemon Johto tier list.
Mhm.
And hopefully, a lot of laughs. But with that, I'm Xavier Dean,
And I'm Jacob Green.
wishing you a wonderful night, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the next season and the next year.